Moving on to question 3 here, we have a fractional inequality question. So this is 6 marks and we have to use algebra, we've been told in the question. So to use algebra, to find the set of values of x for which 1 over x is less than x divided by x plus 2. So these questions are very typical on an FP1 exam, especially for the AS, and they always follow a very similar pattern. So the way to tackle these questions is to multiply both sides. So you're going to multiply the left hand side by x plus 2 squared, but you're also going to times it by x squared as well. And what would happen if you times the left hand side by x squared, one of the x's, so this is you'd get an x squared on top divided by x, one of the x's will cancel, right? But obviously as we times it by x plus 2 squared as well, so what we'd end up with, for example, so the left hand side would be x times x plus 2 squared. X plus 2 squared. Like such, right? Now we've done the left hand side, let's do the right hand side. So this is going to be less than. So the left hand side now, we're going to times this by x squared and x plus 2 squared. But when you times it by x plus 2 squared, one of them will cancel. So this is going to be x squared times x, that's going to be x cubed. That's x cubed. So x cubed, and it's going to be times by x plus 2. So that's the first little step done to this question. Now, a word of advice for these questions, don't try expanding and, simplifying. Things will get very messy and it's going to just not be pleasant. What I'd recommend is taking everything onto one side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this right hand side onto the left hand side so we get it less than 0. So this is going to be x times x plus 2 squared. Minus x cubed times x plus 2 is less than 0. It's a nice way to go about it. Now we're going to have to look to factorise. So notice we've got an x and an x cubed, we've got an x plus 2 squared and an x plus 2 here. So what's the biggest factor we can pull out from this? Well, I can pull out an x from x and x cubed, and I can also pull out one lot of x plus 2 because I've got a squared here but only to the power of 1 here. So I'm going to pull out x times x plus 2. Like so, like that. So x times x plus 2. And now if we look at what this would become, so what do I have to times this by? Well, I've got to times by one lot of x plus 1 to get x plus 2 squared. Sorry, I said x plus 1, that should be x plus 2. Like so. So it's one lot of that times that. That gives me that. What do I have to times by to get this? Well, that's going to be minus x squared to give me the x cubed, right? And this is also less than 0. Now, we've got to simplify this bracket here, or this square bracket here. Because typically what will happen is when you simplify this part in the square bracket, you'll be able to factorise again, and you'll have a product. Of factors. So, what this will give me will be x times x plus 2. Now, if I do it up here, this is going to be minus x squared plus x minus 2. Plus x plus 2. Now, can we factorise this? Well, we've got to look at it. And we can factorise it. So the way to do it would be to pull it out like this. It's going to be minus x plus 2. And then x plus 1. So these are my two brackets now. So in this square bracket now, I could write it as the two brackets, but I'm going to write them all together. So this is a 2, and this is going to be x plus 1 times by minus x plus 2. Like so. And this is still less than 0. Now, we have it like this. Now, this is a quartic graph. So, you're nearly actually here with this part now. We've nearly actually finished the question. What I'd recommend doing next would be to draw a sketch. So this is a quartic graph. There is other ways of doing it. You can use number lines and such to actually do it. Now, what you're looking for is when this is less than 0. So think back to when you do your quadratic inequalities from A-level maths. You're looking for where it's lower than the x-axis, right, the horizontal axis. So first, let's note the critical values. So critical values. That's going to be minus 2 So you're just looking at all these solutions here. So x plus 2 is equal to 0, or less than 0, so minus 2 is one of them. Minus 1, 0, and then finally, the far right, this must be 2. So them are my 4 critical values. Now, we need to find the set of values. So make sure you give your answer in set notation. So I'm going to do it over here because this is quite long. So, squiggly brackets, x belongs or is an element of the reals. And we're saying that x is less than minus 2. So when x is less than minus 2, it's below the x-axis. Or we can have when x is an element of the reals. So again, ignore just how scruffy my writing is. Hopefully yours looks a little bit neater than mine. I'm doing it on the mouse, it's not the nicest. Minus 1. So x is between minus 1 to 0. So when x is between minus 1 to 0, then again, that should be squiggly brackets. So then again, it's below the x-axis. And then finally, the last solution that we can give. X is again a member of the reals. And then what we're going to say is that when x is greater than 2, it's below the x-axis. So when x is greater than 2. So there we have it, guys. This is your final solution. So again, you've got to take it step by step. These are very methodical. They always follow generally the same pattern. So take your time with it, and I hope that's okay.